was just getting filled up with all the juices. You understand what I'm saying? I will give you the word. Okay, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Queen Kee. So today, do I have a story time for you? Yes, you watching. I have a story time for you, and as you can tell by the title, this is a story time about how I found out my ex was cheating. Yeah, I found out he was cheating. But not only cheating, but with a person who I called my friend. I called her my friend. And then on top of that, we fought. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1. 3 stories, but they all like lead up to the fight. Anyway, let's just get right into it. Okay, y'all. So a backstory about me and we'll call him Donnie. The backstory between me and Donnie, we met we met when I was in 7th grade and he was in 8th grade, and we started dating June 16th, 2014. Was it June 16th? Yes, it was June 16th, 2014. So when we started dating, fast forward, because that's another story time, that whole relationship. But we not talking about that. We talking about how he cheated with my friend and we fought. That's what we here for. So I would say the summer going into our senior, because I graduated as a junior. That's another story time. Okay, that's another. I mean, it was my plan to graduate early as a junior because, like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. Because, you know, you get in a relationship, you're like, okay, we're gonna go to college together, and then, you know, that didn't work out, and okay. And then he also played basketball all his years. I want to say he played his freshman through senior year basketball, and of course he did football from his freshman to senior as well. And I can't remember if he did track. I don't think he did track. I don't know. I don't know what he did freshman year, but I know his sophomore or senior year, he did not do track. No, because I don't remember him ever going to any track practice, but I could be wrong. I mean, so much was just kept from me, you know, just secrets. You know, he could have had a twin, you know what I'm saying? But moving past that. So, like I said, I got done with my pictures. He was doing his. He's like, hey, you know, we should take a picture together. So we took a picture together, and those were on his proofs. I don't think I have not one picture of me and his proofs. If I can find it, I'll insert it. But if not, it was just your classic pose of him sitting down, and I had my arms around him. Yeah, so now we fast forward into 2016. All right, so the summer of 2016, we did our pictures, blah, 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 blah. And then August, we started school. Everything was going smooth. It was going great. I mean, of course, you know, relationships have their ups and downs, but it was going great, y'all. It was going great. We was doing so good. We wasn't doing a whole lot of arguing, fussing, fighting, none of that. So then it comes down to, I want to say it was like the week of Thanksgiving. It was like the week of Thanksgiving, the week after that led up to my birthday, which is December 3rd. A couple, probably I say maybe 2 weeks leading up to that, literally it's kind of when things took a turn for the worse. We literally were arguing over small, very minute stuff. It is so small, like little stuff like, oh, why you didn't text me back in 2 minutes? The 2-minute alert went off. Like, you know, if you have iPhone, you get the alert when it comes in, and then you got the 2-minute alert, like, okay. You know, he'll be like, okay, well, why didn't you text back fast? And I'll be like, well, why didn't you text back fast? I walked by your classroom and you wasn't doing nothing. You was just sitting there on your phone, but you hadn't texted me back in 2 minutes. Little minute stuff. Are you understand what I'm saying? It was so small. Something that was so small. And it was just like adding up. It was like, hey, you didn't carry my bag to this class. Or, hey, you didn't meet me, give me my kiss before class. I mean, and it was such small stuff that we were allowing to just like make us like go at each other's throat. It was a Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning, and I asked my mom, I asked my mom to do something to my hair, and my dad walks by, and he looks at me. He was like, "What's that on your cheek?" I'm like, "Oh, I fell, honey. I fell, hit my face somewhere." Oh, I can't remember if it was on my. Hold on, I don't think it was on my cheek. I think it was on my neck. He left a hickey on my neck or something. Yeah, because I had my head turned. Yeah, it was on my neck. Yeah, it was on my neck. And I turned my head, and my dad was like, "Well, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? I fell." Now, how you fall and hit your neck? Now, I hadn't been complaining at all. So, you know what I'm saying? I knew my parents weren't crazy. But it was, y'all, I just like that quick. I mean, and it just poof came out. Like, how you fall and hit your neck? And it looked just like a hickey. Like, come on now, Kee.on.na. So then from there, of course, you know, my parents got upset. So they took my phone. And I want to say me and him were communicating for like a little bit that morning. And then it stopped. It just, boop, stopped communication. So then sometimes, I don't even know. I think when my parents watch this, they're going to know. And then also they can hear me talking. So whatever. So I used to, when they would take my phone a lot, I'd sneak and I'd call off the house phone, right? So I called him. I was like, "Hey, you know, my mom, my dad, they took my phone. Don't call the house phone back." I leave voicemails, everything. "Don't call the house phone back. I'll call you," right? So he'd be like, "Okay, you know, cool." So then I think I'd get it. I think they let me get it for school. And then I have to turn it back in like when I got home. Or like my dad, he have it to where he could cut my service on when school started. And then he cut my service off on my phone. Are y'all listening? He cut it off on my phone when school let out. I kid you not. My dad knew what time school started. He knew what time school ended, and I have no service. When I say no service, no service. It's literally just like you have a phone that you can't do nothing with. I don't even think my parents knew at the time that I was not a virgin. I didn't just come out and say that. But I think they knew, but it was like, like, okay, that don't mean you really having sex, you know what I'm saying? That just means you was just trying to play around, boo, 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 okay? I'm my dad's only daughter, right? So I'm his only daughter. He's very protective, and my dad was like, "Okay, well, you know, you can't hang out with him on your birthday." And I'm like, "What? I can't hang out? Why not?" Like, you know, I'm like, "I know you got a hickey." So that scratched that plans of us not being able to hang out on my birthday, and that literally was the straw that broke the camel's back. When I told him that we cannot hang out on my birthday, he went, he blew up. He was so mad. And at that point, he was, "Okay, well, the relationship is over. You know what I'm saying? We're done. It's over." And you know what I mean? I'm like, it's not over. We're not done. You know, and in my head, I was like, okay, so it's me. I was like, maybe I should have put some makeup on it. Because I kid you not, y'all, that morning, I was like, okay, I'm going to cover this up so they can't notice it. And it was crazy because I don't even think my mom noticed it because she didn't say nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. Okay, so I'm like, as soon as my mama get done with this little side over here, I'm going to cover it up. But here come my dad with his eagle eyes, and he saw it. Moving on from that, so I was like, okay, well, since I can't hang out with him, I'm going to hang out with my best friend. And my best friend, we'll name him Mark. So I was out with my friend Mark, and it was nothing crazy. We didn't do he literally, and to this day, Mark is my best friend. I kid you not. And it's none of that, right? So he's so upset because I hung out with Mark. And I posted it all on my social media. I was happy. I was happy after the breakup. My friend Mark made me so happy. He took me out. We went to see a movie. I remember we went to go see Hacksaw Ridge because that's the time that movie came out. And then we went to Taco Bell. And of course, I didn't have no car. He didn't have no car. So we both got dropped off at the movies. My parents came back to pick us up. We went to eat at Taco Bell. After that, I think we dropped him off. So, you know, it's something small. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we did that. And so now he's texting me. He's so mad. He's furious. He think me and Mark had sex or something, right? Because we hanging out. And I'm happy after the breakup. Me one time and he said, "Oh, you look good. I mean, you all happy and stuff." You're doggone right. I'm happy. I'm happy, okay? I'm trying my best to get over you, but you keep coming back over and over, and I can't focus, okay? All right, so moving on for my birthday, he was mad about that. He even questioned Mark and was like, did y'all have sex? Like, what? If we broke up, what that got to do with you? Shouldn't matter who I had sex with, right? You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't that type of girl. I was not that type of girl. To this day, Mark is my best friend. We are like this to school. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? We were okay, I'm grown now. We were still, you know what I'm saying, diddling, daddling, doing grown people stuff in spite of the breakup. Okay, disclaimer, something that came to mind. So my birthday was December 3rd, and this incident was on December 16th. So they actually had sex between the 3rd and the 16th. So we were still technically together. Okay, but really we really wasn't broken up at all. Like, it was just, everything was low key at that point, right? And it was just like, we were still together. And I think everybody knew that. He had a car, so I'd always be with him. Everybody saw us leaving school together. All that stuff. People would always text me, Kiana, Donnie left with Susie Mae. Donnie left with LaToya. Donnie left with Capricia. And it's just like, come on. Like, you know, people was gonna tell me what was going on, so why not be just straight up? But you understand what I'm saying? It was like, he was getting it from Capricia, LaToya, Kapua, and Slidley, okay? And he was also getting it from me. So he was just getting filled up with all the juices. You understand what I'm saying? He was overflowing with juice. Okay? And I didn't even care. I was just like, oh, you know, I still got him. We still together. I mean, we was acting like we was together. All that stuff. December 16th, 2016. Mind y'all, during this time, I had a partial tear in my Achilles. So I was on a boot and crutches. I have to insert a picture because I was super cute. Might I add my boot and crutches. But I was on a boot and I was on crutches. And I, you know, I was like, oh my God, can I? Yeah, honey, I was still getting down. Went to get down, okay? Honey, what? You thought that was going to stop me? No. Oh my gosh, so many memories. Oh my gosh. Moving on. We'll call her Lizzie. So they was like, oh, you know, Donnie has sex with Lizzie. And at the time, Lizzie was dealing with a guy named Dylan. So Lizzie was dealing with Dylan at the time. She literally was texting me and telling me how she wanted to get back with Dylan. And she was like, oh, I was on the phone with him. I was crying, blah, 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 blah. I was helping sis out. You understand what I'm saying? I was helping sis out. Me and Lizzie, we were such good friends. We laughed all the time. We joked around. We had classes together. We texted all the time. We was hyping each other up on Snapchat, giving each other compliments. All that stuff, man. Me and Lizzie were so close. In my eyes, me and Lizzie were so good. I could tell Lizzie absolutely anything. I could vent to her. I could tell her everything. Me and Lizzie was that close. And when they texted me, it was like, Donnie has sex with Lizzie. So I asked you about it. I want to say I asked her about it. And she denied it or something. And I was like, something ain't right. You could tell she was just so like, she was so distraught. Like, and I see her walking around. So now I'm mad. You know, so I got my poker face on, my headphones in. I'm listening to music that's literally making me mad. And I'm seeing her in the hallway. And I'm seeing him in the hallway. And I'm like, now they not walking together, but it's just my mind is, I'm like, beep, beep, beep. Like, I'm putting stuff together. You understand what I'm saying? I barely went to class. Literally. And it was so weird because it was like we would be fighting and I'd be telling him like, no, I'm so mad. And it would be crazy because he'll be like, you want to get my keys and go to the car and go sit. Because I'm like, I'm so stressed out and I don't want to be in class. And he'll be quick to be like, okay, here, come to this class, get my keys. You can go sit in my car for this class period. So I'd be sitting in his car. You understand what I'm saying? The person I'm mad at, person that broke my heart, I'm sitting in your car skipping class, right? Skipping class. Or him and I would skip class together. And you know what happens when you skip class together, okay? Okay. So then,
Carry on.
So then, right? So I think at the time I was in a teacher's class. We'll name her Miss Dory. I was in Miss Dory's class. Miss Dory was a science teacher at the high school that I went to. Miss Dory. I gotta keep saying that so I don't forget. Miss Dory, she was the biology teacher, actually, at the high school. And I went and I sat in her classroom and I was crying and I was venting to her, telling her everything Donnie had did, what the people were saying, letting her know that I had not been to no classes. Literally, I would skip class and they'd call home, Kee.on.na missed this many. And I'm just like, I don't care. What? You telling my parents for what? I don't care. Because I'm still not coming tomorrow. Right? I did not care, bro. Like, Donnie had me so messed up in the head. It was a shame. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, and Lizzie texted me. And it was like, I was like, yo, you the last person I want to hear from right now. I was like, you are the last person I want to hear from, man, because me and Donnie, we were like the well-known couple, you know what I mean? We were goals. Everybody wanted to be like us. And it's like nobody knew what was going on behind closed doors. Like, nobody. I mean, to this day, not a lot of people know what's going on behind closed doors. That's still going to stay between me and Donnie. Okay. So, Lizzie says, hey, I'm in the bathroom. Can you come and talk? I got to tell you something. So I'm bracing myself. I leave all my stuff in Miss Dory's classroom and I go to the bathroom. Now the bathroom is literally like right down the hall. I go to the bathroom. Y'all, I'm PO'd at this time and I text him. I said, Lizzie's about to tell me something. And if she telling me what everybody else been saying, I promise you it's gonna be me and you. I promise you. Right? So he ain't never text me back. And he literally was in the Spanish classroom that was down the hall from Miss Dory's biology class. We went to the bathroom and she said, yes, Kee.on, it was me. I had sex with Donnie. Y'all, I had to sit there for a second so I could calculate in my head what Lizzie was saying. Yo, I kid you not. I looked at her. I looked at the sink. I looked at her. I looked at the sink. 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 And then I looked at her. And I was like, yo, I could smash her head into this sink right now. And wasn't nobody, ain't no teachers out in these hallways. They all in their classroom. Ain't no students walking around because the majority of them on that hallway we was on, I want to say some of them were at lunch. I was like, ain't nobody around. I could smash her head in the sink right now and wouldn't nobody know. And I wouldn't feel bad. I would not feel sorry. Okay? But I sat there and I thought. She had some tears, you know what I'm saying? She's not dark skinned. She's really, really light skinned. So, you know, her face got all red. And I was like, I told her, I said, I forgive you. I was like, but I'm not going to forget what you did. I'm not going to forget. I said, it's going to take me some time. I want to say we hugged or something. And I let her know. I was like, nah, it's good. It's good. Y'all, in my head, I was like, I could punch her. I could slap her dead in her face. Knock her out. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how mad I was. So after she left the bathroom first and I left, and you know, you lean over the sink, you like, so I'm leaning over the sink, I'm like, okay. I'm like, Kee.on.na, think. And y'all, I kid you not, I was warring with myself. It was like, Kee.on.na, think, you know, think about what's about to happen. Really think about what you're doing. I'm like, nah. No, self, I'm about to go off. Yeah. Self, I'm about to bust his beep. Y'all, so I left the bathroom. I waited till she left. I left out the bathroom and I texted him. I said, come outside. Come in the hallway. And at the time, it's like a little like trophy case or whatever that sits on that hallway, and the Spanish classroom's like right there. We're sitting in front of the trophy case. I said, did you have sex with Lizzie? Y'all, he sits in my face and said, no! I looked at him and I stepped to him. Now, mind you, Donnie, I say Donnie's maybe like, I want to say Donnie's maybe like 5'9", 5'10", maybe. I might be pushing it though. He wasn't no 6 foot dude, but he wasn't no heavy set dude. He was stocky, but he wasn't like heavy set. You know what I'm saying? So he was taller than me. And so I stepped to him. I said, "Did you have sex with Lizzie?" He said, "No, man, I ain't got time for that." I said, "She just told me. Did you?" So by this time, y'all, it's quiet as the church was. Now I'm yelling in the hallway, "Did you have sex with Lizzie?" And then he opens up and he said, "Yeah, man." And he turns around and walks away. And I was like, "Nah, I'm not done talking. Where you going? You think you about to walk away from me? And you done cheated with my friend? I know, buddy. Run that back into the round and come talk to me." So what do? I went after him, right? So by this time, I think some teacher or something had called up ahead to the front office and was like, "Hey, something's going on." After that, he opens up the Spanish classroom. And my crazy delusional self, I follow him into the classroom while the teacher is teaching. The teacher is teaching, y'all, and I'm walking in the class, so I'm following him to his desk like, "What? You had sex with Lizzie? Are you freaking kidding?" Y'all, I'm about to wail on him. I'm about to wail on him. Because I'm like, "Yo, my friend." And then on top of that, she was dealing with Dylan. You just said you wanted to get back with Dylan, and Dylan didn't want you. You want to try to work things out, but I guess because things didn't work out with Dylan, you went with Donnie? So, y'all, I'm mad. So at this point, the Spanish, she was like, "Kee.on.na, you gotta leave." Cause she knew me. She knew me. "Kee.on.na, you gotta leave, the little Spanish accent. "Kee.on.na, you gotta leave." I was like, "No, I'm not going nowhere because he ain't about to do."
Okay, so now y'all, mind you, by this time, word had got around so fast that even the teachers were on the lookout for me and for him, and they wouldn't even let me leave the classroom. Like, I couldn't go to the bathroom and I was
Shut the
angry.
door and I pushed that thing. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That door, I probably could have knocked the door off the hinges. I was so mad. I was like, "Are you serious?" Right? So then I left out. By this time, the assistant principal came, and she's like, "Kee.on.na, we're good." I was like, "Yo, you don't need to effing talk to me." Now, this is an adult. My mama did not raise me like that. My parents did not raise me like that to be disrespectful to anybody. Let me just put that out there. They didn't raise me to be disrespectful to nobody, but because it was in the heat of the moment, I mean, that's really no excuse. But I'm just saying it's not my excuse, it's my reason behind it. It was the heat of the moment, and she came to me and was like, "Kee.on.na, what's wrong?" I was like, "Yo, you don't need to effing talk to me." Like, I was so mad. I was mad at her. I had to apologize to her. She's like, "No, Kee.on.na, come here." I was like, "Yo, you touch me, I promise you I'll fight you too." Like, this is an assistant principal. So then I walked down, it's like a little short hall, and I turned. And at this point, he is one of my all-time favorite teachers. He actually was an ISS teacher. His name is Mr. Larry. We'll name him Mr. Larry. I walked by, he's like, "Kee.on.na, everything all right? What's going on? I'm hearing all this commotion." And I'm like, I'm crying, and I'm telling him everything that's going on, and he's calming me down. Because you gotta also remember, I played JV basketball, so he was the coach, so he knew me fairly well. Oh, I loved him. I could talk to him about anything, but I vented him and I told him. So then once I left his office, I said, "I'm about to go to the bathroom." I told him something, I'm about to go to the bathroom or something. And really, I left and I went all the way down. If y'all were at the square I went to, which was like White Oak, you go all the way down there by the auditorium. I went to them bathrooms all the way down that hallway. So I went all the way from the science hall all the way to the auditorium. And I walked. And I'm mad. I'm not texting nobody, but literally word is getting around just that quick. Because you got to remember, there's people in this Spanish class that knew me. So as I'm walking, it was like word was out again. I was like, "Oh my God, where can?" I went down there, y'all, and I cooled out for a minute. And the assistant principal, she just kept following me. And it was like, "Yo, sis, I'm trying to get away from you. I'm trying to woosah. And here you come. Here you come. Why? What are you doing here? Get away from me." I literally told her that. I was like, "Yo, no, get away from me." Because I was like, "Yo, sis, I was mad. I was so mad at Donnie. I literally was about to hit an administrator. I was going to wail on sis, and I wasn't going to care about no consequences. I wasn't going to care nothing about what my parents were going to think, because it's like, I'm trying to get away from you, and you keep following me. Stop following me. Don't ask me what's wrong. Leave me alone. So I go all the way to the front of school, and I leave out the front door. And I sit on the benches that's right by the front door. Where am I going? Like I'm really thinking about that now. Like, Kiana, where were you going? Where exactly, where was I going with no vehicle? So then she left me alone. I sat out there, I kid you not, maybe like 5 minutes, and I was crying. I was so mad. Because I was thinking, like, Kiana, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing over a guy? So I come back inside, and she's there, and she's talking to me. And by this time, the real principal is coming out, and you know, he's trying to talk to me. He's trying to ask me what's going on. I was like, I don't want to talk. I just want to go to my next class. So I want to say I went to my last class of the day. I went to my 4th period, and everything was good. We was calm. By this time, y'all, word had got around school so bad. Oh my goodness. It was like, oh my God, Donnie, what's going on? I was like, oh my God, Kiana, what's going on? Boom. So boom. So me and Don, I stayed after school, and I stayed in the gym because that night was senior night for him. I literally was gonna be walked out, all that stuff. They was gonna recognize the seniors, all of that stuff, the basketball game. But what did I do? I showed my rear end over a guy. A guy was still texting and talking. So then during the JV girls, now mind you, I'm a manager. Of the basketball team. So I'm supposed to be in there watching the girls, you know what I'm saying, doing the clipboard, seeing which girls done checked in, you know, who's going in for who, all that. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. So I wasn't there to do my job for the JV girls. And then, so their game is going on. I missed all of that because I was so busy with him trying to fix things. So we're sitting outside of the gym and we're talking, you know, we're trying to fix. He's like, I know, I don't want to fix this, blah, blah, blah. So basically I was so mad because he was like, I don't want to fix this. I don't want to get back with you. No, I'm done with you. We're done. But it's just like, you know, you've been done with me since my birthday, but we still out here doing grown people stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't get away because I got you. Okay? Like, that's what I was thinking in my head. So then we go, and mind you, we're still having a little disagreement. So we walk into the gymnasium, whatever, and we sit down on the benches or whatever, the stands, whatever, and we're sitting there and we're talking, and I was like, no, let's get back together, let's really work this out. But I think at that point, he was so frustrated and mad with me. He was like, nah, we're not working nothing out. And you got to think, at the time, I was turning 17, so he was 18, and I was 16, about to turn 17, and I had already turned 17. So he was 18 and I was 17 years old. So we're young, you know. We were in love, lust, whatever. So he's talking and I'm talking. And it was like in the middle of me talking, y'all, he gets up. He gets up and he walks away while I'm talking again. Now this is time number 2. Now mind you, this is all in the same day. Time number 2, you done got up and you done walked away from me while I'm talking. Now, I gave you time to talk, but now when it's my turn to talk, all of a sudden you got to get up and you got to walk away because you don't want to hear nothing I got to say. So now, mind you, I'm on my crutches and my boo, he gets up and I'm following again because I'm like, yo, you gonna listen to me? Like, what's your problem? Like, you get to say what you get to say, but I can't say what I want to say. So he gets up and he walks away and I follow him and I'm going up the stairs and I'm mad and I'm yelling. So now at this point, I done pushed his button just right. I done pushed his button just right. And I got him furious. And I get there and now I'm all in his face and I'm pointing in his face and I'm pushing his head. So he grabs me by my shoulders. Boom! Slams me into the wall. I think now he would say he didn't do that. But I mean, he was mad. He was mad. He gonna say he didn't think he slammed me that hard, but listen, that big dude strong, okay? Grab me by both my shoulders. Boom! pushes me into the wall. And he's like, no, you're a dad to me. Don't text my phone. Don't call my phone. Mind you, y'all, this is going on during a JV boys basketball game. During the game. And there's other people on the other side from the guest school that was there watching. So they're seeing all this going on this side. They're like, oh my God, girl, you see, look at that over there. So we was a big old talk. So when he does that, he gets up and he walks away. Y'all, I didn't know what to do. I took my phone I had and I threw it and I hit him in the back of his head. Yep. I threw my phone and I hit him in the back of the head because after he slammed me, I went to like punch him. But I missed him, so I kicked him. And then as he was walking down, he kept yelling and fussing at me. And I was like, yo, you're not about to keep doing it. So I took my phone when he turned around. The minute he turned around, and it hit him right in the back of his head. And he got so mad that he leaves out. He punching the door. Mind you, y'all, we acting like this during a basketball game. He leaves out. He punches the door. So I go and I follow him. And he was like, yo, like, where you go? Do you see what dude is doing? And here you go. And so I followed him again. I was like, no, I'm crying. Because I'm like, yo, I just want to talk to him. I just want to make sure he's okay. Y'all, I'm telling you. I was so, like, in love. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? Like, you know what I mean? So then, after that, he comes out. And I think at that time, they had called my dad. They called my dad. Told them to come pick me up. So I got sent home from the basketball game by administration. They sent me home because we were fighting. So after that, me and him still continued to talk and all that grand old stuff. And then me and Lizzie, we never really got back tight after that. Like, you know what I mean? It was like I was there, but I wasn't there. Literally, y'all, for the rest of the remainder of the school year, I was trying so hard to, like, clear my record from all of that. But it was just, like, it wasn't working. Because still, from that time until we graduated in June, we was still messing with each other. Ain't that crazy? And then even then after I graduated in 2017, we were still messing with each other all the way until December of 2017. We was messing with each other. And then I just stopped it because I met my daughter's dad and I was being a little fast and, you know, like him, I was getting filled up with the juices. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So, that is it for the story time of how my ex cheated with Lizzie, who was my friend at the time. I mean, we're cordial now. I have no hard feelings against Lizzie. No hard feelings at all. I have absolutely no hard feelings. Lizzie's a cool chick. But, you know, it's like, I'm not going to forget what you did. But it's like, I hold no grudge against her or nothing like that. Like, nothing. So, that's it for this story time. If you guys want another story time, just comment down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And your girl will be back. Mwah.